This is a space of love expressed freely from heart to heart, a place where we hug the little ones within us. Let your heart be soft and sweet. Let love flow like moonlight through your eyes. Let these words cradle you like a warm lullaby. Welcome to Moon Language. Hi, beautiful heart. Welcome to the tea place of my heart. I'm Joanieedoe. Thank you for joining me in this gentle space called Moon Language, a safe space for our hearts to rest before bed. Tonight, let soft poems and stories wrap you in love, reminding you that you are both the nurturer and the nurtured. Good night, my love. Welcome to Moon Language. Today, I'm inviting Fred Rogers into our space. He is someone who spoke the moon language throughout his life to many children and directly to the heart of our inner child. He invited everyone to come close to him with so much tenderness, authenticity, acceptance, and love. He welcomed us to be his neighbor and let each soul whose eyes he met know that we had a dear place in his heart. I met this beautiful man when I watched the documentary, Won't You Be My Neighbor? In it, Fred said, "Well, I suppose it's an invitation. Won't you be my neighbor? It's an invitation for somebody to be close to you." You know, I think everybody longs to be loved and longs to know that he or she is lovable. And consequently, the greatest thing that we can do is to help somebody know that they are loved and capable of loving. Fred Rogers created and hosted the children's television program Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood from 1968 to 2001. His presence touched people's hearts in the most tender way because he demonstrated the power of tenderness. He showed up without defenses for his pure heart. He spoke with full-hearted authenticity. He invited connections from his heart right to yours. Because he was so unguarded, so real, we were being met by the purity of his heart. We couldn't help but throw away our own masks and pretenses. We remembered once again how to truly connect. And we remembered that when we truly see each other, love flows abundantly between us. Only what is true can touch someone's heart this deeply. And so we come to realize the only truth in the entire universe is love. No matter how immersed we are in this drama and structures of the reality we've constructed, through people like Fred Rogers, when we're met straight to the heart of our soul, we come to realize that at the heart of every fear, concern, insecurity, conflict, injustice, or otherwise seemingly unresolvable puzzle, is the heart of us longing to love and connect deeply with one another. Maybe we went through all these crazy roller coasters of acting, building, creating, living in a world that seems the opposite of who we are, just so that we can experience the ecstasy and peace when we finally exhaust ourselves in the human drama and remember who we are. In situations where it's easy to feel threatened or to armor up, Fred was strong enough to stay tender and true to his heart. He spoke with authenticity and open-hearted, loving, embracing determination. One moment that he really touched me was when he testified before the U.S. Senate. Public television's funding was at risk, and instead of arguing or defending, Fred simply shared what he offered to children every day, an expression of care, love, and acceptance. He said, "This is what I give. I give an expression of care every day to each child to help him realize that he is unique." I end the program by saying, "You've made this day a special day by just you being you. There is no person in the whole world like you, and I like you just the way you are." And I feel that if we in public television can only make it clear that feelings are mentionable and manageable, we will have done a great service for mental health. And we can feel his genuine words sharing the integrity of his heart. I think that it's much more dramatic that two men could be working out their feelings of anger. Much more dramatic than showing something of gunfire. I'm constantly concerned about what our children are seeing. Could I tell you the words of one of the songs which I feel is very important? This has to do with that good feeling of control, which I feel that the children need to know it's there. And it starts out, "What do you do with the mad that you feel?" And that first line came straight from a child. I work with children using puppets in very personal communication with small groups. What do you do with the mad that you feel when you feel so mad that you could bite? When the whole wide world seems oh so wrong and nothing you do seems very right. What do you do? Do you punch a bag? Do you pound some clay or some doll? Do you round up friends for a game of tag or see how fast you go? It's great to be able to stop when you've planned the thing that's wrong and be able to do something else instead and think this song. I can stop when I want to, can stop when I wish, can stop, anytime. And what a good feeling to feel like this. Know that the feeling is really mine. Know that there's something deep inside that helps us become what we can. For a girl can be someday a lady, and a boy can be someday a man. Fred spoke those words with such presence and truth. You could feel the whole room soften, because that's what truth does. That's what love does. It disarms the fear and reminds us of what matters. As we spoke about in the last episode about our innocent self, they are so precious to us that our fear builds defenses aiming to protect them, forming walls, patterns, mechanisms which actually prevent our innocent self from feeling nourishment, respect, love, and trust. Fred's tenderness allowed him to speak directly to the truth of love that is often buried beneath our defenses, critical protective mind, cognitive walls, behavioral patterns, and other mechanisms. We learn that our innocent truth is precious, but not fragile. It is powerful, because once we've finally burned down all the extremely creative layers of protection we developed from fear, what remains is truth. If it is real truth, it is unbreakable. Mr. Rogers had more than 10 puppet voices, each one representing an aspect of himself. Daniel's striped tiger was especially close to Fred's own childhood insecurities and fears. Morgan Neville, the director of Won't You Be My Neighbor, shared all the insecurities and fears that Fred had as a child. He brought out through Daniel. Many of us tend to forget all our childhood fears, and Fred didn't forget any of them. Fred's use of puppets to express different parts of his emotions inspired me deeply. Puppeting is a powerful way to express and transform intimate feelings and deep emotions. After I watched the documentary Between Me and Micah, I began using a plush, semi-anatomical heart to express my own anger. I named it My Angry Heart. At the time, it was hard for me to face my anger. There was shame attached to it. But when I held my angry heart and spoke through her, it became easier to stop identifying with the anger. I began to see it as a precious gift, a moving energy, a feeling passing through. Instead of making the feeling wrong, I created space for it. It became clear to me that these are what anger feels and thinks. I accept them, but I also have other voices within me. I learned I don't need to suppress or shame anger, but I also don't need to let it lead the way. I can just see it as it is, without judging it, without making it wrong, and let it be. I can hold it as long as it needs to be held. I can love my anger. For the hearts who are listening, Write me a letter. Let me be a witness to your divine existence. Let me hold your pain and your wounding, your joy and your light. Let this space hold it. What do the inner children within you want to tell you today? How are they feeling at the end of this day before bed? Give them a warm hug. You are both the nurturer and the nurtured. Love flows freely within you. Good night, my love.